Hi, I'm Jacob Rossi, and I'm a product manager on the Oculus Browser and WebXR team at Facebook. Oculus Browser remains one of the most popular applications on Quest. And that makes sense, given how many apps and how much great content there is on the web. We wanted to share an update on our roadmap and vision for the web and VR, and a glimpse into the future of Oculus Browser and WebXR on Quest. We think of VR as more than a gaming console, but a new type of computer. Oculus users already do so many different kinds of things in VR. They watch movies, they make works of art, they connect with friends, they meditate, they exercise, they even do work. And earlier in the keynote, Maria updated you on our vision for the future of work in VR. She introduced you to the Infinite Office, a new concept for the system experience that allows you to have customizable, portable workspaces and use a tracked keyboard and tune in as much of the real world as you want for the task at hand. Earlier this year, we introduced multiple windows of browser so that you can have up to 3 websites side by side. This is multitasking, and this is the first step towards the Infinite Office. But imagine taking this further. Imagine having browser windows that anchor to your desktop, or using that tracked keyboard in 3D with your hands, or tuning in just a little bit more of the real world so that you can add context to your work. Of course, in addition to the system experience, we're improving the browser itself. We now run desktop mode by default. And when you think about VR, you have a really big screen. And so it doesn't make sense to run small mobile websites, and that's why we're running desktop websites by default now. And with that, you get more complex and more powerful applications from the web. In addition to that, we're supporting keyboard and mouse, and that means also things like shortcuts and context menus. And yes, of course, we're working on copy-paste. And with Quest 2, we now have high-resolution rendering support. So at 125% device pixel ratio, your text looks more crisp and your graphics more beautiful. All of this adds up to Oculus Browser being a desktop-class browser, which means you can be more productive. And we've got more on the horizon. So many of the apps that we use today come from the web. When I'm at work on my laptop, so much of my time is in a browser. And having easy access to those web apps that my work and life revolve around, with integrations into the system experience like notifications, is key to being more productive. And that's why we're looking at bringing progressive web apps, or PWAs, to Quest. PWAs are modern web apps that are fast and dynamically loaded and easily shared or linked, like you've always known the web to be. But PWAs are also installable and integrated into the system experience like native apps. So we're exploring how you might get and use PWAs in the Infinite Office. And we're excited to share more as our vision and learnings become more clear over the coming year. And the web's potential, of course, doesn't end at 2D apps. Oculus Browser has been at the forefront of WebXR. We were one of the first browsers to introduce WebXR late last year. And we're helping developers get their WebXR content discovered by recommending immersive content from the web in the new tab page of Oculus Browser. If you have content you're interested in getting discovered, go to developer.oculus.com/WebXR to learn how you can submit your content to us. Since introducing WebXR, we've been hard at work at pushing the boundaries even further. And that's why in July we introduced 2 new capabilities for WebXR. The first is hand tracking. You saw hand tracking last year at Connect, and now we're bringing it to the web. It's experimental, so you can go to about:/flags as a developer, turn it on, and write some sample code. And we've already enjoyed some of the early content that developers have written, and we're excited to bring this on by default soon. The second feature we introduced recently is layers. Layers help you do 2 things. The first is you can more easily use common VR projection formats like equirect, spherical, or cylinder. The second, it allows your layers to take more advantage of the quality and performance wins of Quest's time warp process. So when you're pushing the boundaries of your frame budget, the scene keeps up with your head pose, and text and graphics stay more clear. You can try this feature as well in About Flags. These 2 capabilities of layers are great for a number of different use cases, but in particular, they're great for immersive video. If you use layers already in Oculus Browser with immersive video, it looks even better than before. But we're not stopping there. We're looking forward towards things like media layers that might make video even easier and higher quality to use in WebXR. Really, our goal here, our North Star, is that immersive video in WebXR should be as easy and as high quality as the 2D HTML5 video tag is on the web. And speaking of video, we've also been working under the hood to accelerate the video decoding pipeline in Oculus Browser. Because video is such an essential part of many VR use cases. And Quest 2's beautiful screen sets the stage for delivering rich and high-resolution content. Earlier this year, we started work on improving the video decoding pipeline of Oculus Browser. And on Quest, you can now use up to 5.7K resolution at 30 FPS. And we're excited to announce that Oculus Browser on Quest 2 will have more than twice the decoding capabilities. Fundamentally changes the level of presence in 360 video when you can use higher quality content. This is just a glimpse of the exciting progress we've made and what's to come for Oculus Browser and the web and VR. We think that having access to the breadth of apps from the web is more enjoyable when you have an infinite screen and you have all the bells and whistles of the infinite office, like desktop class browsing and multitasking, so that you can work and play in the fullness of space and be more productive than ever before. And to make all of that more integrated, we're looking at PWAs so that your web apps can be right at home in your library. And beyond the 2D web, we're pushing boundaries with WebXR, helping your content get discovered, and introducing new experimental capabilities like hand tracking, time warp layers, and a vision to make video as high quality and as developer ergonomic as the 2D HTML5 video tag. And finally, we're leveraging the computing power and beautiful screen of Quest 2 so that you can bring stunning high-resolution video and crisp text from the web to VR. Thanks for tuning in for our latest updates on Oculus Browser and WebXR. We're excited to help you be more productive and have more fun when browsing the web and VR. We can't wait for you to try these improvements and the more to come in the future. And as always, share your feedback. Thanks.